I want to thank God for this beautiful and blessed day. Giving a great shout out to the YouTube fam from Papa JT all the way down to baby brother Justice. Hope everybody's doing well and may God bless. The word for the day, porn and the porn industry. For to talk about a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't want to talk about, especially as Christians, and how a lot of people are fighting with porn, whether they want to admit it or not. And I want to do this video especially for my boy Carlos 14, and I hope I can get a lot of younger kids and especially the women, the young girls, to look at this video, because porn is not only affecting young kids but grown-ups as well. And when we think about porn, see, a lot of people don't want to talk about the murder side of porn, the drugs, the alcohol, the death behind it, which is so important because you got more younger women at the age 19 going on 20, 18 really, who are already introduced to porn and they want to get off into it because of the money. And I'm going to stand on this as a Christian man, and I'm going to keep it clean, parents. I'm going to keep it clean in this video because this is serious. As I sat down with a few ministers the other day and pastors that are dealing with fighting with porn, because some of these pastors are single, and you are in the flesh, whether people want to admit this or not. And I did a video about this a while back. Do Christians look at porn? And I kept it real in that video, and I'm going to do like this will be like part 2. Now, some might say the porn industry makes about $8 billion a year, $13 billion a year. Let's just say it's a multi-billion industry. Now, I believe back in 2005, more than 38 million people look at porn on these adult sites. More than 38 million. And 2.5 billion was looked at from the internet alone. Now, when you think about that, now notice I'm saying billions and millions, so that lets you know that porn has made buku loads of money. And out of that 38 million that look at porn, they spend at least 90 minutes looking at it. That's at the least. That's why I say it's a multi-billion industry, and they film probably 13,000 times a year or more. That's on the low. And you can't even cut your TV on now. Not even look at some of the cartoons that's out now. You got bad cartoons, and the youngsters are being exposed to everything. But it ain't just the youngsters that's dealing with it. You got preachers fighting with porn. You got the people in the world, and Christian folks fighting with porn, whether they're gonna admit it or not. Now you're gonna ask me, have I ever looked at it? Man, I can't even count how many times I looked at porn. And how most of us was addicted to porn, whether we admit it or not, and how Christian men still fight looking at porn. I'm gonna say amen and hallelujah. Because most folks won't tell the truth. You can get on the internet and don't even have to log in on half of this stuff. See, I don't sit here and act like I'm perfect and holding it down now, like I ain't never fought with stuff. Yes. I keep telling folks, man, just because you saved, you ain't dead. You be fighting with stuff on a daily basis. And people don't want to talk about this. So I want to just talk, man, matter of fact, I hope the youngsters are looking at this video, because I want to talk about the killing behind porn. Because there's some young women getting ready to get into it as they look at this video, because they only see the fame and the fortune. Yes, you done had people made a killing off of porn. Porn done made so much money, man. I look at porn done made so much money that half of the sports look like that's out. Now, what people don't talk about, like I'm finna get to the killing and the death, the suicide behind porn. If you ever do the research behind porn, when you look at the murder and the drugs, how many young women done shot themselves in the head? So I'm finna hit some folks with this. The murder and the drugs. Look at all these drugs out now. So many drugs out now. You even got people making their own drugs, calling it cheese. Overdosing on Tylenol pills. Some of these people get through sleeping around and they be so high on the drugs that they get in their cars and they drive and then they have a bad accident and kill themselves. Don't even talk about liver failure behind the alcohol and the drugs. Overdosing on X pills. Heroin has taken out so many. Some of these people have been murdered and thrown off a building. And then the heart attacks behind the drugs. Cirrhosis of the liver and AIDS at the same time. Stabbed to death. And see, what people don't understand, why folks try to hide what they do, I'm finna hit on some of these doctors, these lawyers, these judges who's paying for sex. Young women, if you're looking at this video, think about some of this stuff I'm talking about. Murder. Do the research. AIDS. It's more than, I want to say it's over 85 million that's done been infected with the HIV. How many people have died behind AIDS? Getting it. So when you walking in these rooms, you don't know who's sliding up in you, young women, but it's the men also. If you do the research on porn and look at how many men die, you got gay porn out there. Excuse me. Men sleeping with men, taking it from the back. I told you, I'm going to keep it clean in this video. And they catching AIDS and dying from it. So you looking at the fortune and fame behind this porn industry, you better also look at the death rate behind porn industry. And anytime you see sex, you're going to see drugs. Anytime you see drugs and sex, you're going to see for the love of money. How many prostitutes have been killed by jumping in the car with somebody they don't know? Prostitution ain't stopped. I know it's in my neighborhood. How many more women going to get in the car with a stranger and they don't know where they going? Some of them get in the car and that's the last thing they see is the car. Suicide rate. So many people so many people done harm themselves because they got so addicted to their lifestyle of porn, and it just took them on something they didn't even see coming. And when you look at the abuse of heroin alone, how many people done got killed behind heroin? And see, I'm talking about people that used to be good. They say all it takes is one time. The dope, the heroin, the murder, the suicide, the AIDS, the stabbings to death, all behind somebody had a bad day, first of all. See, when you jumping in beds with folks you don't know what you getting into. You don't know what kind of day somebody done had, folks. And next thing you know, somebody done got murdered. Somebody done OD'd on something. Somebody done got shot in the head. Most of these people that done died in porn, they took the gun and put their own self out. They went on, took that shot to the head and killed themselves, murdered themselves. Because when you get to living a lifestyle that's getting too high for you to live, you find yourself doing what everybody else is doing. Then you find yourself hating yourself. And once you ain't happy with yourself and you hate yourself, you would do anything to yourself. Why? Because you don't love yourself. Church folks fighting with this. People in the world been fighting with this. I don't care what your title is, who you are, how much God you think you got in you. I told y'all, this is another reason that started me to doing videos. I had to find something else positive because it was too easy for JT to come up in his front room without even signing in and finding myself looking at something I ain't got no business looking at. I am very guilty of looking at porn. People need to start telling the truth and stop lying. I can talk about myself and I have no shame because God told me to stand on what's real. And if you can't preach to yourself first, if it don't hit home first, then you need to be quiet. I bet if I was to get a comment from everybody that ever looked at any of my videos, and music videos. If I ask the question, how many of y'all have ever looked at porn, I wonder how many would keep it real. If I would say, how many of y'all done masturbated in the front of the computer, I wonder how many people would keep it real, men and women. See what I'm saying? I keeps it real. We need to stand on these things because the children are in so much trouble and the grown-ups are in so much trouble. And most of these folks that I know are telling their kids it's okay. You remember when Lawrence Fishburne's daughter just came out with that tape not too long ago and how angry Lawrence Fishburne was? His young daughter, she wanted to be in the porn industry. I hope she look at this video because, sister, you better get out before it's too late. It's hard enough walking around being right without being raped. See, some of these folks didn't live to tell the story again. They died. They didn't get another chance. Somebody murdered them in that room after they slept with them. Somebody threw them off of a bridge after they slept with them. Somebody drugged them and put something in their drink. Then you got kids being born and their mother is dead. Some of these women walking around here don't know who their kids are, who the father of their children are, because they done had trains ran on them. And young men, if you're looking at this video, I'm trying to tell you, you better keep it in your pants. I'm going to say this again, 15, 20 minutes out of your life can cause you 15 to 20 years out of your life, or can cause you death. There's a way that might seem right to us, fellas, but it's evilness. It's death. Women also. So with all this being said, I'm going to cut this video right here and don't make it no longer than it is. So when you think about porn, think about the murder, the drugs, the overdosing, the AIDS behind porn. If you're thinking about getting into it, may God bless you and may God keep you.